Hey everyone, it's Jen from Fit to Function. I'm one of the physiotherapists here. We're going to be doing a bit of a series on taping. It's something we get asked about a lot for injury prevention, but also people coming back from injury. Part one today for the ankle. Now, probably the most common injury we see in the ankle is the lateral ligaments, and how we normally injure those is when the ankle rolls in this fashion. Really common in sports like basketball and netball. So today I'm just going to show you how we stabilize these ligaments. This is called an ankle lock tape. All right, we'll get started. So we're just going to start with an anchor at the top of the ankle. We want to be above both of these bones. We call them malleoli, so just coming, little 5 centimeters or so above. Just nice and loose. We don't want this to be too tight, this one, otherwise we'll cut circulation off. Okay, so once we've got that on, we're going to do some stirrups. So usually we do 2, maybe 3 of these, depending on the size of the ankle. We want the foot to be at a right angle for this one here, okay? A lot of injuries occur when the foot comes this way and this way, so we're trying to keep it nice and straight, this position here. Always just measuring the tape out before we put it on, if anyone's wondering why I'm doing it that way. Now these we do want a bit of a pull on, okay? All right, go one more, just so we're covering the whole of the ankle bone on that side. Okay, so I've got our stirrups on now. We're all looking good. Now we're going to do what we call our figure sixes. So we always do 2 of these, both sides. First one, we're going to start from this side. It's going to come up, around, down, and up. Biggest thing here is we want to be avoiding pinching these tendons at the front of the ankle. So we need to watch how low we come on the ankle. So not coming into the actual ankle joint here. We're probably aiming for about here and around. Like figure 6, coming up, around. You want to keep tension on the tape as we do this with rigid tape, okay? So if you don't keep tension on, that tape's going to end up everywhere. So really nice pull, nice tension coming up. This is what I mean with rigid tape. You really just got to keep that angle tension on, up and around. Now I get a lot of questions about K-tape. K-tape is good for lots of other things, but when it comes to stabilizing ankles, it's really not going to do the job. So we want the rigid stuff. If you're looking for this at the chemist, it's a 38 millimeter tape, so it's a standard width. And normally the brand Luco tape is the best stuff, and that's what I'm using at the moment. Or Elastoplast isn't too bad either. Okay. Nearly done with our figure 6s, so 1 more to go on this side, so we end up having had 2 each side, coming up and around. Okay, so we've got 1 more step to go. So you can see here that I've stayed clear of the actual ankle joint, haven't come too low. The person will tell you pretty quickly when they jump up and start walking around if you've done it too tight or if it's too low digging in. So we always check that before we send them out and out to play. Okay, so this is what we call a heel lock. We're starting a little bit higher up on the ankle here. This one's a little bit trickier, but we're coming down. I'm going to get the right angle around the back of the heel. Now, we want to be really careful that we're not pinching the Achilles tendon there at the back, okay? Coming up around. You see I'm keeping quite a lot of tension on that tape, coming up, wrapping at the top. Now you can do 2 of these each side. For the purposes of today, we're just going to go 1 each side. Just depends how much, instability their ankle has, so how much movement they've had. If they're coming back from injury, you might look at doing 2 if they've had, a nasty ankle sprain before. Okay, and now to finish off, we do another anchor around the top just to secure and stabilise all those other little strips up the top there. Okay, and that's our ankle lock taping there. So, as always, if you have any questions at all, just touch base with us here at Fit to Function. Happy to answer anything that may arise. Cheers, guys.